Hi, how are we doing? Here we are, another week. Oh my goodness, it is like August already. August, oh I just realised I've got my little Bluetooth headphone in. When August comes round, that means only one thing in this house, which is our daughter's birthday month. My daughter is not a PDAer who hates birthdays and avoids special occasions. She is a go big, it's my birthday person. So we are definitely in birthday month, planning, plotting, getting ready. And this year it's 13. Oh my goodness, teenager. So I am here to do your coffee break video. I've got my cards here, so I'm gonna have a little catch up and share with you from the heart. I pull us a card, do a bit of tapping, and send my love to you for the week. I'm also at the moment, of course, running my free tap-in challenge on Facebook. For those of you who are finding out a little bit more about EFT tapping and why I share it with you guys as the parents you are. I had a really brilliant comment on the tap-in challenge. Sometimes you lot are so much better at promoting my offerings than I am. You really take the time and care to put words behind why things matter in the way that I kind of just think, oh yeah, this is good, and put it together. So I really appreciate it when you do that, because others read that and maybe it speaks to them and I really receive the gratitude. But it was really this gratitude for why EFT tapping is so supportive at meeting us where we're at as the parents of PDAers, because it hits us where we are. It is something we can pick up and learn and use with ease. We can bring it into our busy, crazy schedule. We can bring it into our stress-filled time right now, if that's where we're at, and we can just start using it and start getting instant results. And it works by soothing the amygdala, that primal part of the brain that's sending out the fight, flight, freeze, fawn response. It's soothing our nervous system, so it's bringing us down, it's calming us, it's helping to soothe and reset us, and it's meeting us just where we are. You can do your tapping while you're popping to the loo, making a cup of tea, just when you get into bed. It's not another big extra to do in your day. So I really appreciate it when you guys come and share why it really hits the spot for you in that way, so that others can understand and receive that. I've just pulled a card out, which I'm going to come to in a minute, and I'm loving that card for this week for us. So what have you been up to? I love hearing all about what you've been doing when we meet in our weekend chats and when you come into Peace with PDA. And those of you who are in my membership space, the Freedom Centre, we get to do an even more in-depth catch-up. So for those of you who are interested in that, please do, always reach out with information. I have got my next open doors for the Freedom Centre coming up on the 1st of September. So if you are interested in that, it is a very deliberately affordable and approachable and flexible membership offering, because it's for us and it needs to be all those things to meet us where we're at. So if you're interested in that, do let me know or ask me any questions anytime. This week has been lots of fun for us. It has been super sunny, so we've had glorious beach day with friends, and it was like melting hot beach weather, and Eliza and her friend were in the sea having lots of fun. We have been sunflower picking in a big sunflower field, so we've got some lovely sunflowers from that and did some nice photos. Been for drinks and seen family. We had a really nice family picnic at a park and played on some fun equipment and stuff with all different ages. So lots of lovely things, feeling lots of gratitude in my heart for, amazing family and friends that are something that I absolutely don't take for granted, and I know how precious they are and how lucky we are to have them. And as I'm speaking to you about that, notice anything that comes up for you in terms of a sense of lack or sadness, and let's just send that love and honour that together. And also I invite you into that feeling of gratitude, which is what I was meaning really, to tune into and to share and notice for yourself where the gratitude where the thankfulness, where the appreciation does lie in whatever you're experiencing right now, whether it's as simple as a nice cup of tea or a deep breath, having time to listen to this video, whatever it is. Tune into that as well. Honour all of those things and just bring all of yourself, all of your wholeness into this space with consciousness. That's what I'm really about. I keep scratching because the insects got me where we've been out doing all these lovely fun things. Insects been having a feast on my leg and I'm like scratching. So, well, you know, as we come into this space, into our wholeness, we can really allow ourselves to be with our range of emotions. We can allow ourselves to be with our, you know, awareness of all our experiences, for the good things about them and the challenging things about them. And we can sit in that consciousness and that awareness together. And that's what I really love to draw us into much more consciousness and much more awareness. And as from that place of consciousness and awareness, we notice how we're feeling, what we're thinking, we have the choice to journey with it and move forward with it in the way we want to, whether it's to surrender to some healing, whether it's to ask ourselves to consider new, fresh, expansive thoughts in an area, whether it's, you know, to allow something new to flow into us. We get to choose because we are aware, rather than just being reactive all the time and just going through on those sort of automatic emotions that we can easily get caught up in. So bringing all of ourselves just into that awareness and consciousness as you come into this space with me here and listen to these words, and when I come to share the card and some tapping, being present with all of yourself and seeing what wants to flow in for you and what wants to come into your awareness now. And that's really what I wanted to chat about, was this this sense of trust that we can learn to find in ourselves. And it's a bit, at first, a case of trying it on and practicing it and getting to know how that sense of trust can be and where it can work out in the ways that maybe feel a bit safer and more approachable, rather than with the big stuff, but allowing that possibility of moving into journeying with trust of ourselves and our inner guidance and our fullness and wholeness to lead us through our intuition, through our guidance, through our knowing, through trusting the calling of our heart, and really journeying with that as the parents we are, to be a much better guide than coming from only the mind, which is where we can tend to fall. That's been really coming up in some of the group work I've been doing and around with some of the parents I've been supporting. So I really wanted to bring that into this space at the moment. And I really appreciate all the reasons why it can be really hard to feel that trust. And also there's that part of us that feels a bit lost and wounded and maybe not enough, that actually feels like, I want someone else to step in, I want someone else to take over, I want someone else to be responsible, I want someone else to tell me what to do. So just honouring that too. It's okay that that's there. And all of this that's flowing, we can just witness it. We can just take a little bit of a seat back and just notice it all going on without having to be right in it, in the midst of it all. Just watching it, just witnessing it, just loving on it, appreciating it, showing up and having, you know, our courage to be with it and to journey with it is a really precious gift, and not everybody dares to go there. So I honour you in it for sure. Okay, this is the card that came up, which is the most perfect I'm a PDA parent card I ever did see. It says relinquish control. It's a bit shiny on there. Sorry, I'm trying to get the light off there. And you can see this kind of puppeting going on there. And see what you notice in the image and what calls your attention and what comes up for you when you hear that relinquish control, that let go of control, that surrender. And for me, that is very much a deeper invitation to just what I was talking about, surrendering to who I am, where I am, what's coming through for me to journey with more deeply, and how can I trust my inner guidance, my inner knowing to move me through that in my expansion. Let's read the back of the card together, okay? Today's lesson, identify one person you feel the need to control and think about why that power is so essential to you. I think when we're the parents we are, we can often talk about how we feel controlled. And I think it's really important to acknowledge that feeling coming up in us, feeling, very suffocated or stifled or controlled or being puppeted maybe, because of living with those with an anxiety-based need to have some control. We can feel like they're controlling us. And acknowledging that, noticing actually what our relationship with feeling in control is about is really important. And it can be that stuff as a parent of thinking, when you feel like you want to go in the Facebook groups and ask a question like, how do I get my child to X, Y, Z? Or they're not managing to get to their group or their classes. How can I persuade them? Or, I'm sort of saying things which maybe feel a bit more and more challenging. They're not doing their self-care, their hygiene, and that presses my button as a parent, because I feel like I have to get them to do that. Okay, well, let's check in on that and notice that need to control that's coming up in me, which doesn't feel like a need to control, does it? It feels like good parenting. We're taught that's the norm. And actually checking in with where that feeling of needing control is coming up in me, not because we might not take a responsibility or follow through on an action as a parent, but because we want that to come from a place of our highest and best self, which is neutral and not triggered into a need to control, so that we can get the best result for us and for them. Okay, so why is that power so essential to you? So when you notice that need to control, what is it why does that feel so essential? Usually it comes down to some sort of fear or anxiety that's within us. If we don't do it, this will happen. This will come at us. This, consequence will be too painful, too hard. I'll feel like I'm a rubbish parent. I'm going to have let them down. It's going to cost too much money, whatever it is. Okay. What do you feel? What do you fear if your hold is released? So if you were to let go of control of that thing, whatever's coming up for you, what is it you fear might happen? And just notice that. You haven't got to do anything about it. You haven't got to change a thing. Just becoming aware. Now, if you feel ready and you want to, there's a goal offered, a suggestion for you if you want it, to recognise how much stress is generated in your body through the need to control someone else. Our bodies are our most amazing guide and teacher and leader when it comes to being our truth teller. We can kid ourselves in so many ways, but the body speaks the truth always. So if you are noticing, like now I'm noticing a real tension in my throat. If you're noticing some way that you're holding stress or tension in your body, you're holding your stomach in, your breathing is shallow, your chest feels tight, your jaw, your fists are clenched, couldn't think how to say that. Your stomach is gurgling and uncomfortable, or maybe you've got patterns showing up in your body which have developed further than that, and they're showing up in a joint pain or some kind of illness, and you just have this sense of it being related to this. So just notice that in your body, and we can do some tapping on that together to allow us to move that energy. And because that feedback, that energy has come in for us to become aware, and then it's designed to move on. But when we're not in a space of knowing how to fully receive it and release it with ease, it can get kind of stuck and stagnant and blocked, and it can start to show up in our patterns, our behaviours, our thinking, and in our physical self. So if you've got something showing up now, we can do some tapping to just try and help that energy to move on in its path, just as it's designed to do. Just like our breath comes in and then goes out, comes in and goes out. These emotions and these messages and these thoughts and awareness come in, and they're designed to give us some feedback about where we are in relationship to where we want to be, and then move on through. But there's so many reasons which we have to have so much compassion for ourselves about, that we weren't able to fully allow that process at the time. You know, and one of the main reasons is we've just never been taught how. You know, no one, our parents, our caregivers, our teachers, you know, our leaders in our society when we were growing up had no concept of this and no awareness themselves. They can't teach what they didn't know. That space wasn't taught to us. That wasn't held for us. Maybe we weren't encouraged. Maybe it wasn't safe for us to share our emotions. You know, maybe certain ones in particular we were taught weren't appropriate to share. Or, you know, our patterns in our family were to push them down in some kind of way. You know, there's so many reasons why we've got this stuff stuck and blocked and stagnant inside. And when it shows up, that's our gift, because it's now coming into our conscious awareness to allow us to have another go at letting it move and letting it flow, and move us into more a space of well-being and openness and clarity and all that stuff that we want, really. That wonderful freedom that I talk about all the time, because I do emotional freedom techniques and I run the Freedom Center, and it's about freedom inside. It's inner freedom, it's unconditional acceptance, it's unconditional love, it's peace and calm and clarity and knowing and sureness sitting inside ourselves. That's our freedom, not what's going on out there. And that's what we're always looking to do. And we do that not by bringing more stuff in. We do that by letting out the garbage, letting out the old, doing the detox, you know, and coming back into that place. That's just our natural state of well-being, where things come in, things go out, things come in, things go out. And we learn not to hold them a little bit more each time. Okay, so what was coming up for you in your body as I was talking about that? Let me use the same word so I don't cause confusion, because I know I'm being very wordy. What do you fear if your hold is released? Recognize how much stress is generated in your body through the need to control someone else. So how much stress are you noticing in your body? Where are you noticing it? How are you noticing it? I want you to put your attention on it. So if I was asking you to, like, if it was a target and I wanted you to get as close to the center as possible, how would you like narrow it down and fine tune it to get really close to that target? So you've got your goal in sight, and then you can start tapping with me just on the side of the hand here. And if you can say it out loud, great. If you're saying it in your head, just put some energy behind it. We want to give it some emphasis to get that energy moving. You can say after me, even though I've got this, what was it? Stress in my body because I need to control X, Y, Z. I love and forgive myself. And even though I've got this stress in my body because I need to control this person, place or thing, love and accept myself. Even though I've got this stress showing up in my body, I'm grateful for seeing it. I welcome it. I am safe. I am enough. I'm doing an amazing job, and I celebrate myself. Okay. Just want to say before we carry on tapping on the points, you know, this is warrior parent work, and I mean warrior as in strong, not as in you're going fighting with the kids, you know, but you know, this is the brave, bold work. So if you're beating up on yourselves because you've got something coming up here, I want you to flip that and celebrate yourself that you are doing this fine-tuning, amazing work to even be paying attention to this and not just carrying on with unconscious patterns, you know. This is the hero's journey, okay, on the eyebrow. This fear in my body, this stress in my body, this need to control, this wishing for some feeling of control, because I don't have much. I want to feel like a parent, or what I think a parent should feel like. I want to feel like a grown-up. I don't think grown-ups are supposed to feel like this. I want to feel like I've got some sort of control in my life, in my family. I'm not sure I want to let go of any control anymore. I've let go of so much. I don't know if I'm willing or ready to let go of control around this thing. I don't know if I want to give any more control to this person. Yeah, I feel like I'm giving my control away. I don't want to do that. But I do want to feel more ease and peace. I do want to relax. I want to feel good. I want to feel safe and sure and steady. I think I still need some of this control. It's safe for me to feel like that. I notice the tension and stress in my body. I notice where that fear and holding on is showing up. I'm just grateful for being aware of it. That's all I needed to do. I acknowledge it. I'm hearing it. I'm aware of it. Maybe I'm loving on it if I can. I can be light about this. I can be easy. Maybe some of this energy is ready to shift. I can be curious at least. If and when I'm ready, I can let some of this go. If and when I'm ready, it's okay to play with this. It's okay to try things out. It's okay to relax and be light. I give myself permission to feel better, to have more ease, and to let things go. Because I've got nothing to prove. I am enough. I don't have to justify or prove anything to anyone else, especially to myself. I get to let this go if I want to, and it's okay, and it's safe. Oh, lovely, right? If you feel like it, you can have a wiggle, you can have a shake. Just allow that energy to move and to flow up. You might notice that ideas, thoughts, little bits of inspiration are coming into your attention. It might be that you're sort of aware of little things that you weren't before. Maybe you're sort of noticing, oh, that's interesting. You know, I'm aware of this person, usually mum, dad, or something like that, usually is the ones that pops into mind. You know, a little voice or something you're aware of in their patterns, a fear of their judgment, all those things. Just be gentle. Allow the awareness to come in. Allow the energy to move. Bring you that feedback and move on through and just continue moving. Be gentle with yourself. Remember when you do the tapping that you might be getting some yawning, some sighing, some sneezing, some coughing. I just choked on my spit. I'm sure that's the sign of choking. So, you know, just notice these signs that you're just moving that energy, and you might notice shifts in your body, you know, that your shoulders might relax. You might be like resting your tummy, letting it not be held in for once. Us women, aren't we terrible for that? Like, I remember being a little girl and actually walking around my school hall being told to balance a book on my head and hold my tummy in when I was like 5, you know. That served me in life. So, you know, we learn these habits, don't we, of what's, you know, expected, what's normal. When we hold our belly in, it isn't just about our appearance. We're, you know, really restricting our fullness of our breath, our digestion, our intuition, our gut knowing, all that stuff. So just be loving with yourself as these things come up for you, and just be playful, be curious, ask, oh, what am I noticing today? You know, what new thoughts are coming in? Where's that taking me to? And enjoy it. Sending lots of love to you. I will see you where I see you. Maybe I'll see you in Peace with PDA. Maybe I'll see you in our group weekend chat. Maybe you're on my Reiki list for Wednesday. Maybe you're in the Freedom Centre in our membership space. Maybe you're in the Tap In Challenge. I love to see you in all of those places. I love to hear from you. Thank you for joining me on this coffee break video and being a part of my life and my community. I love sharing this journey with you all so much. Have a super week. Take lots of care. It's a good week for slowing down a little bit this week, I think. If you enjoy sort of energy updates of what's going on out in the ether, I don't go into detail with all that stuff, but I do follow it for myself, and I think it's a nice slow down, go over things kind of time that we're coming up to for a little while now. So just take your time, enjoy the summer, the holidays, wherever you're at. Lots of love.